Welcome back to winemastery.co.uk, and here we are in part one of episode number 40, where we're looking at a fantastic region in Spain. The region is called, I'll leave you to make sure that it's pronounced correctly. There's two regions actually we're talking about today. So the regions are?
Rueda in my case and Riberia del Duero. I'll let you.
My place.
That sounds basically make it sound so easy to say when I try. So what makes the two? What makes it special? Why do you produce such great wines from this region? Is it the weather? Is it the soil? Is it? Or you can tell me it's a combination.
Yeah, well, I think it's a combination of weather, soil, and variety. I mean, the three aspects in one place. So, in my case, in the case of Rueda wines, we're a region specialized in producing quality white wines, and the star of our region is the Verdejo grape, the Verdejo variety.
Okay.
So it's quite unique. It has been produced in the region for the last 10 centuries. So it was brought by the Moors from the north of Africa.
Wow.
So I think it's something that we have to care.
And is that grape used anywhere else in the world, or is it in the New World, for example, in Argentina and South America?
No, it's originally from our region, from Rueda. But now, since we have a great success with it, it's being planted in other places in Spain. But again, the conditions are not the same. The soils are not the same. The altitude is not the same. So the grape and the wine will be different.
The French have a term for that. It's called terroir. Do you use the same expression, or do you have a
Spanish? No, we work on a Spanish expression for that. We call it terruño.
Right.
Terruño.
That's even more difficult for English to say.
Especially this one. Okay. So in terms of the region, just so that the viewer has an idea of whereabouts it is in Spain, how far? It's just near Madrid, or just to the north of Madrid, northwest?
Yeah, Rueda is quite near Madrid. It's like 150 kilometers from Madrid.
Okay.
Going northwest.
Yes.
We are very close to Riberia del Duero, like 45 minutes drive.
Yeah, more or less. We are like 80 kilometers one region from the other.
Okay.
Yeah, we're a little northern and a little cooler and a little higher, but more or less it's the same stuff because we're in the Castilian plateau.
Yeah.
So is there a very clear gap between, in terms of the area defined, from the point of view of the region, that anything outside of this line is not from the area? Is that the way it works, or?
Sorry.
So if you, with your region, if someone was to claim that they was wine produced from your region, would they have to be within a certain geographical definition within, or?
Well, I think it's, in both of the cases, it's not that clear, but it's quite clear. I mean, it doesn't change
on a line.
Yeah, but it changes slowly, and it starts changing, and you can feel it. And you can feel the change in the climate, in the raining, and in the soils, and in the elevation of the places, and what it changes. So the regions are quite well defined nowadays, and they are the place where, you can see it when you go through the region. You can see the vines are planted in there.
Yes.
But when you get out, just getting out, you can see there are no more vines over there. So it's for something.
So there is a gap where there's no vines between the two.
There is a city that is a main city in our region called Valladolid that is just in between the two areas. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how does most of I often think that countries quite rightly keep the best wine for themselves and don't export it. Is that true, or is that a fallacy of mine?
No, I don't think it's like this anymore. No.
Probably you would agree that we the Spanish are generous people. So
we want to share everything.
Excellent. Okay, and in terms of your area, so that's 80 kilometers you said away from, and that's higher. So it's more mountainous area, or?
No, it's not like mountain. It's like a plateau.
Oh, yes.
Terrain, and it's the average altitude is around 700 meters above the sea level, and our average altitude is 100 more meters. It's 800 meters above the sea level. That changed everything. That changed totally the climate, and that probably people want things abroad. I mean, when people think in Spain, they are thinking, well, sun and beach,
Yes.
you know. But in our case, it's probably contrasting. It's quite continental. We got lots of cold during the winter, and lots of hot during the summer, and that makes really, really great contrast. And the more important thing is the contrast in the climatology, in the temperatures, in the end of the cycle, when the grapes are ripening.
Yes.
Because you can easily have, for instance, this year, a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we got like 25 degrees and very good sun in the day, but in the night temperatures dropped to 4, 6. That's more or less temperature in a fridge. So
Yes,
that
yeah.
helps to keep the acidity and the freshness.
Yes.
But in the day, the plants are really working good and producing a lot of things. That's a perfect combination.
And then for you, this episode was filmed in October 2015, so that would have been early October that was happening. So in terms of the production of the wine, is that sort of a large corporation, or is it very small vineyards? I mean, is it small vineyards making up the area, or is it much more commercial? Perhaps the wrong word.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, we got a little of everything, but in general terms, we are talking in Riberia Duero of 22,000 hectares.
Wow.
For 8,300 grape growers. So that means very tiny place for everyone.
Yes.
And that means also that they can take care of the parcels of the plantation like a garden, almost like a garden. So that's really cute. It's that our psychiatrist for the weekends
Yes.
is to go to the vineyard and to work a little bit on it, and that's
Really?
very good.
Is harvest happening around now, or has it already happened? Or?
No.
Already happened.
Already
It
happened.
really happened like we finished last week.
Last week.
Yeah.
We, in our case, a little bit earlier, like 3 weeks ago.
That's the 100-meter difference.
Also the
The type
variety.
of grapes.
Yeah, the variety.
Okay.
They ripe earlier. Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, I'm really looking forward to it. In terms of, perhaps before we actually get to the tasting, in terms of people finding your wines in stores, is there anywhere they can go to when we've tasted these wines, to find out where they can get hold of them and where they can buy them?
I think that it's quite easy to find one or another brand. In my case, we are nowadays like 1,700 brands,
Wow.
so it's easy to find. But what you have to check is this kind of back label that assures that the wine is certificated by Riberia Duero in my case, or in this case, from Rueda. Okay.
Okay.
So if you see this, the wine comes from the region, and you can make sure it's a good wine who has carried out, who has passed a blind tasting and analysis wherever through a specialist before being marketed.
Yeah, and also we are talking about the main denomination of origin for red wines and white wines in Spain.
Yes.
So if they have a red wine and a white wine from Spain, they have to have at least one wine from Riberia Duero and one from Rueda.
Yeah, one of France is typical, and probably 3, 4.
Okay. And do you have just one final question before we move on to the really great bit? Is there a particular, I mean, obviously apart from home consumption, is there a particular export market that you're very successful in? Is there one particular country that likes your wine, you export more to than anywhere else? Or?
Yeah, well, in our case, our main markets are Holland, Netherlands,
Okay.
Germany, and the third one is the United Kingdom.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're coming up there.
We're getting there, yeah.
We're coming up.
Yeah.
No, for us it's a little bit different. Our main key markets are Germany, Switzerland, United States, Mexico, and some others.
Right.
The United Kingdom is not a quite successful by now market, but I think we are gonna go in for it.
You're going
And
for
we're
it.
gonna take
It's
it.
because they haven't yet had the delights of tasting it, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, fantastic. We'll get on to the tasting next. So we'll see you in part 3.